Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's good, man? We back. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. 7:50 in the morning, Central Time. Shout out to the East Coast. Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to the world, man. Everybody that's on this YouTube, man. Everybody around the world that's gonna catch this. Whether you catching it live, the playback. Salute, big salute. Hit the thumbs up as you come up in the building. Shout out to the UGC. That's the Underground Community for short. And True Media. That's everybody keeps it 100, staying true to who they are and doing a part in this media, man. So yeah, it's early, man. So I'm just jump right into it. Definitely had a live stream last night. We was talking about emotional, how people can let the emotions get the best of them. Some people are involved in cults and they don't even realize it. So we kind of just continuing and building off that, but going further and actually breaking down the difference between sports analysts slash critics and fan channels, because you got channels that they actually analyze things and they critique, and then you got other channels that are just fans of someone, team, whatever the case, and that's they spend their whole channel. A lot of their content revolves around maybe one or two athletes, and they just speak on that, and then they get in their feelings when another channel is speaking on that particular athlete that they love so much, and that's because they're a fan channel. You know what I mean? Um, Shout out to my wife. You know what I mean? Sometimes we had these conversations, and they say behind every king is a good queen. I got a good queen in my corner, and she, what I'm saying, we have these good conversations, and she'll spark ideas and certain things like that, topics. So shout out to her. But yeah, I fall in the first category. I fall into the category of this channel right here, Black Horseman Boxing Channel. This falls into the category of being of a sports analyst slash critic channel. You can look at you know, in the sports world, you got certain people that have positions. Like you can look at Paulie Malignaggi, you look at Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley. Um, you had Jim Lampley, you had Roy Jones. What's the other guy? The Stephen A. Smith. Um, there's many different names that I can go down the list on. These are sports analysts and critics, which means that it's not really about just focusing on being a fan of a particular one person individually. It's all about analyzing that particular sport, that field, and giving your own critique, your criticism. Doesn't mean that they hate the person, none of that stuff. It's just an opinion. Like say for example, I remember Andre Ward. I mean, he works for ESPN now. He's a commentator, so I mean, I do commentating as well every so often. Well, I used to do it a lot. I don't do that really no more. When it's like a fight on, a boxing match on, now I just like to just lock in, score round by round. I don't want to be distracted by having to read comments, and especially if it's pay per view. I pay my money. I want to just tune in. I don't want to be distracted by pay per views, and I mean by the comments, and you know having to talk. I just kind of just want to be quiet and observe. What's going on in the actual fight, and then after that, I might do like my post fight video, giving my thoughts or the next date. You know what I'm saying? And go and do it like that. That's how I prefer to do it. And so I consider myself a sports analyst, and critic. So but there's a difference. So that's the distinction on this YouTube, is that you got certain boxing channels that are fan channels. They have started their channels because of certain fighters that they like, and they're using their platform to promote their fighters, that their favorite fighters, and that's fine. Like that's they're you're entitled to do whatever it is you want to do with your channel. That's the beauty about YouTube. And I just want to say first thing, shout out to all the channels, man. Everybody that has a channel, everybody that puts up content, because people got channels, but a lot of people don't even put up content, stuff like that. Sometimes it's just not for somebody to actually put up content and be able to grab somebody's attention, entertain, inform them on something, so on and so forth. So salute to all the ones that have actually put up content on their channels. But there is a difference. People got to understand the difference, and once you understand the difference, then we can come to an understanding, and take the a lot of the emotion out of this, or the war aspect out of it. People got to understand where they at with it. You know what I mean? And this is where I'm at with it. I'm a sports analyst slash critic. I am a fan of certain fighters though. When I'm watching boxing, I'm a fan of certain fighters, and as just like everybody else. But overall, I can take my emotion out of the situation. I can have a favorite fighter a fighter that I like, that I'm a fan of, and when I'm watching the fight, I know how to take my emotion out and just watch it, analyze, and then be able to give my criticisms on it. Like, you know what? This fighter could have did this, or this fighter was too flat-footed. This fighter wasn't fast enough. That fighter didn't box. The fighter was looking for the knockout. This fighter didn't even jab. The fighter was loading up too much. He didn't throw enough combination. Didn't let his hands go. That's goes into the analytic part. You know, analyzing, being able to observe certain things like that. I'm good at that. You know, and also once I'm analyzing something, now I put myself in a position to where I'm qualified to critique. Give my take and my perspective on what that person could have did differently to get the job done. What's up, Samuel Shaw? What's good, my brother? Thank you for coming in and smashing the like button. So that's the category that I fall into. I'm a sports analyst slash critic. Like I gave the example. Andre Ward, like he took a lot of heat when he said what he said about Deontay Wilder. I believe he said something around the realm of like he questions if he wanted to get back, questions if he wanted to go through that again with Tyson Fury. He was giving his own opinion. He analyzed the fight. He was, I believe he was there, if I'm not mistaken, but he was analyzing the fight and he gave his own criticism of it, of Deontay Wilder. And doesn't mean that because you're a sports analyst or critic that you're going to be 100% correct on your breakdowns or your criticism, but he has every right to because he's analyzing it, and based on what he see and what he's observing and what he's actually believes, based on what he saw, that was his personal opinion. Now, fan channels turned it into something racial or something like he's a coon or this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? And that's what people got to understand the difference between uh, someone who's an analyst or a critic and then a fan channel. And like I say, both of them are just fine, but people got to know the difference. You know, people got to know what type of channel they have. Because a lot of them are not sports analysts and critics. They're just fan channels. They're only going to focus all of their attention and energy on the people that they're a fan of. Whereas a sports analyst slash critic, they watching everybody. They watching everybody. Um, yeah, I mean, people don't have no issue with maybe what Andre Ward might have said about a different fighter, but because Deontay Wilder has a lot of fan channels, people who focus all their attention and energy on him, being that they put up this motto, the bombs, his catchphrase, bomb squad and baddest man on the planet, the boogeyman stuff. I see a lot of people feed into that kind of stuff. They like the bully tactic shit, I guess. It seems that way. If somebody have the aura that they're more, what you call it, dominant, it seems like a lot of the fans gravitate towards the person who carries themselves like they're the most dominant, like they're the most scariest, the most avoided, that type of thing. So when somebody might critique that, it's like it may seem like it's attacking the ego of that particular fighter, and then the fan channels are offended by it because it's just like, this is a guy we support. What you trying to say? We support the punk? You know what I mean? So they take it personal. Whereas, you got people that just analyze things, man, and they critique. They give their criticisms. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I say, Paulie Malignaggi is another one. This guy used to box, and but he's a sports analyst slash commentator slash critic now. That's the category he's in. He's not about no he's not a fan guy. You know what I mean? I know fanboy be offensive, but it is what it is. It's just a term we use. People get in their feelings. You know, my wife was telling me, you probably hurt people's feelings when you say fanboy. I'm like, hey, okay, it is what it is. Niggas shouldn't be that damn sensitive anyway. If you're not a fanboy, you shouldn't be offended by it. But we use it, you know what I'm saying, that term. You know, there's a lot of people that are fan channels, fanboys, whatever, and they are only focused on that fighter, the fighter that they like. Whereas somebody like maybe like a Paulie Malignaggi, he has to focus on many different fighters. There's a fight probably every month, you know what I'm saying, and whatever the case, he has to be there. He has to know what's going on with the actual fight itself. As the fight is going on, he's giving a breakdown, he's analyzing, he's critiquing round by round. He's saying things like, you know what, um, this fighter needs to, maybe feint a little more, and whatever the case, you know what I mean, give his own criticism. Does that mean that he's a hater of that fighter? No, no, that's what he does. He's analyzing and he's giving his criticism. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that he hates the person. What's up, Arsenal Manic? What's going on from London, UK, in the building? Hey, what time is it out there, man? I gotta learn these time zones, man. What time is it out there, Arsenal Manic? You know, um, so that's the category I fit into. I'm a sports analyst and I'm a critic. You know, yes, I do have fighters that I like. You know, being that I watch the sport of boxing. Okay, 1 o'clock. That's what's up. Oh, I forgot about that. He says, when is this announcement today? He's talking about the Deontay Wilder supposed to be announcing his decision to turn down this $100 million offer from the zone or accept the offer. I don't know what he's gonna do. But from what I've heard, the rumors is that this guy's gonna turn down the money and possibly gonna announce that he's going to be facing Dominic Brazil on Showtime pay-per-view, something that I would not be paying for. Something I would not be paying for because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. In my opinion, it's not worth it. Now, fan channel will say, "What you mean? It's Deontay Wilder." Yeah, I understand that. That is Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder facing Dominic Brazil, which is a leftover of Anthony Joshua's, no sir, that's not pay-per-view. I want to watch Deontay Wilder fight, just not on pay-per-view. You know, two pay-per-views I paid for this year, the AB pack, and recently last weekend, Mikey and Arrow. And the overall events were I was unimpressed with both of them. You know, so it ain't about no hate or none of that dumb shit. No, I paid my money. You know, like I said, I paid the cost to give my criticisms on that both of those events. You know, it was nothing that really made me feel like, you know what, it was worth my $75. It just wasn't. No Names Rose, good morning. 6 in the morning out there on the West Coast. I see you. Seven Shaw says that fanboy shit is getting exhausting to hear or watch. Yeah, man. You know, it is. It is, man. And at the end of the day, we gotta that's what I gotta do. I'm just totally gotta disassociate myself from fan channels because I'm not a fan channel. You feel me? Yes, I'm a fan of certain fighters, but I do not just invest my channel, put all my attention on just promoting one or two or three select fighters and just defending them against somebody who might come in and say something about them and blocking them and acting like I want to fight in the streets because somebody saying something about one of my favorite fighters. That's just foolishness, man. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to even associate myself with weird energy like that, man. You know what I mean? And that's another thing, man. Once you establish whether somebody is a sports analyst / critic channel or just a fan channel, then you'll be okay going forward. You'll be able to realize like, okay, I already know what I'm gonna deal with when I come over here. You know, to me, my personal opinion, fan channels is too restricted. You can't just speak your own perspective. You can't, you know what I mean? You got to watch what you say because if they're bigging up their favorite guy, you can't get in the comments and say, yeah, well, this guy did this and this guy not facing this guy, or this guy don't want to smoke with this guy, and they coming at your neck. You know what I mean? And but not just coming at you in your neck, but they getting in their feelings. They trying to make it personal. They acting like you talking about them. So that's the thing about it when you come into these fan channels, man. You gonna have to deal with so much more instead of just, you can go to a channel like mine. I'm not comparing my channel to nobody else, but I think I got a dope channel. You know what I mean? But my channel is more like, you can be yourself, man. I don't care whoever you like is whoever you like. Um, and I'm a realist. I always try to be open minded, hear somebody's viewpoint on something, hear why they might feel somebody is the best, and so on and so forth, man. You know what I mean? That's fun for me. We can analyze these athletes, we can critique them, because at the end of the day, we're actually helping the sport. A lot of us are supporting the sport. We buying pay-per-views, you know, um, a lot of these people that act like you know, these fighters hate whatever, these other fighters and shit, they actually go to these events, they show up, pay their money to be there, paying pay-per-views, paying attention to the interviews, all of that. That is helping that athlete. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, Boxing Monster, we back on the grind, man. Good morning. Ronald says we all fans, bro. Majority rules. Yeah, there's a difference between, people who are fans and fan channels though, and sports analyst slash critic channels. I'm not gonna be associating myself with just these fan channels because it's just not it's just not healthy, man, for some people, man. It's just bad energy. People can't be themselves and just, like who they like without being attacked and, me blocked and all that dumb stuff, man. It's not even worth being there. You know what I mean? It's not even worth being there. So at the end of the day, there's a difference. People just got to understand the difference between being a sports analyst critic and then the fan channels. Fan channels are only going to be, they're going to be biased to who they like. They'll critique, people that they don't like, right? But when it comes to their own fighter, they'll give them a pass. Like I said, I noticed this Errol Spence shit, the fucking double standards, man. It's just so much fraud shit. It's fraud, man, because I seen so many people try to give Crawford hell for going 12 with Benavidez, but he stopped him in the 12. Then Errol goes 12 with Mikey Garcia, and nigga gives him a pass. Oh, it was a beautiful boxing master. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is just dumb, man. That shit is dumb. I don't have time for the fake. I ain't got time for that fake shit, bro. That's fake to me, man. Apply the same pressure that you do on guys that you don't like, and apply the same pressure on the guys you do like. You know what I mean? I apply pressure on the dudes I like too. That's the thing about it. Because me personally, I'm not a fanboy channel. Like I want to see the best fight the best. So yeah, I'm one of the people that say, you know what, man, that's cool and everything, Errol, that you beat little Mikey coming up, but everybody knew what the fuck you was gonna do. Matter of fact, we thought you was gonna knock the nigga out, and we scratching our head like why you didn't get him out of there. You know what I mean? Then we hear all these damn excuses and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, it's like some of us are focused. Like, nigga, you are a welterweight champion. You have no business beating on a little guy. You know what I mean? Accepting the challenge of a little guy. We get it why you did it. You took your bread, you got your bread. But when are you going to step up and face better competitive competition? You know what I mean? I'm the one for that. I will speak on shit like that. Because I'm a sports analyst, I'm a boxing analyst slash critic. That's what I am. You know what I mean? It's a difference between somebody like myself, the category that I'm in, and you other fan channels. You niggas are going to defend the guys you like, and you're not going to actually call the guys you like on their shit. The same shit that you apply heat and pressure to another fighter, you got to apply that same pressure on your own fighter when he's doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And if you're not doing that, man, you're not keeping it 100. You being biased, and you just a fan channel. So at the end of the day, there's a difference. So people got to know what category that these channels fit into. You know what I'm saying? And I fit into the boxing analyst slash critic. That's the category I fit into. Matter of fact, channels like that, I believe, benefit the sport more, benefit the fans more, because it gives them a different perspective. It's not just a bias, it's not an agenda behind it. Because I'm not looking at it, I'm not doing this to, just give full glory to one guy or a few guys or a racial agenda behind it. No, I'm looking at it from a boxing standpoint. overall. Don't matter what race you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's another issue. You know, a lot of fan channels, it started off race. They may like somebody in a race. It could be a Canelo Alvarez fan. They might just be strictly, um, you know, Mexican pride boxing channel or some shit, right? And they only gonna talk about Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? That's them. You can do whatever it is you want to do. This YouTube is a free platform. You can create your channel and speak on whoever you want to. No way am I saying you got to change up on what you're doing, but we got to understand the difference. You know, I think that there's too many fan channels that are, you can say, dominating the casuals. Fan channels are dominating the casuals. Casuals are seeing the fan channels, and actually, a lot of them are like, "Yo, like, I'm tired of this bias shit." You know what I mean? Tired of this, the bias perspective, the bias channels. They looking for some people that's actually going to just call it like it is, man. Many of them. You know what I mean? A lot of these fan channels have a lot of trolls, man, because they know that these guys is just being biased. They know that they're not keeping it 100 all the way because they have an agenda, because they're trying to big up somebody from their city or somebody from their race or whatever the case. But somebody like you know, who's a respected person that might be in what I'm saying, work for Showtime or ESPN, they gotta, and like I say, and these networks sometimes too, they can be biased and not actually be in the category of just being an analyst and a critic, and they'll end up becoming just a fan of one particular race or one particular fight style, whatever. And it ends up being where they should get shut down. Eventually, it don't last long. Y'all seen what happened to HBO? Y'all seen that? You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, man, you got to be able to keep it 100, man. The ones that's keeping it, calling it like it really is, these niggas going to be around for a while. A lot longer than the ones that's just being biased. Like I said, HBO got shut down because of that bias shit, because of that racial shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, had HBO been just, giving shine to people that's just, no matter what race they are, and just giving them shine for their ability, you know, and just analyzing, critiquing. It didn't matter if they're the same race. Like, I critique people in my own race. Does that mean I'm a coon of racist? No. Of course, niggas might say some dumb shit like, you shouldn't be talking about niggas your own race, nigga. That make you a coon. Okay, get off my channel. This ain't for you. This is not for you. You know, this is not a racially motivated channel. It's not. You know, otherwise I would change my name to I only support Black Fighters Boxing Channel or some shit like that. Some weird shit like that. Sammy says, you're all right, Black. That shit ain't healthy. It ain't healthy, man. A lot of times people, and like I said yesterday, like, look, control your own energy, man. Control your own attention. You don't have to give people attention when you know their content don't benefit you. This shit on television that I don't even give a fuck about. I don't entertain it, man. You know what I mean? Energy is very delicate, and you don't want to be having your energy, disrupted by something that don't benefit you, man. You know? So niggas need to unplug. Literally unplug from shit that don't benefit you. You know? And that's what I do. It makes life better. Sam Shaw says these fanboy channels are pushing their biased narratives for that super chat bag, and casuals fall right into it. Hey, see what I'm saying? That's another thing. People are doing this, they're opportunists. So, they're not doing it because they, feel genuine about what they're doing. They're just doing it because they have an agenda. So they're trying to, benefit financially from these racial narratives and bias. You absolutely right, Samuel. You are absolutely correct on that. You know what I mean? I have never approached it like that, man. I do this because I have a passion for expressing myself. I like the sport of boxing. There's certain content that I do on Black Horse Promotions that I'm passionate about. Yeah, I make income from doing what I do, But shit, not from super chat money and shit like that. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here begging niggas for donations and silly shit like that. No. You know, if niggas want to support me, cool. I appreciate it. But I'm not gonna be fake to get some super chat bread. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to push a particular narrative or agenda, racial narrative for the sake of super chat money. You know what I mean? It's like manipulating people's emotions to get them to give you some money. You know what I mean? That's that preacher pimp shit, bro. So we got a lot of pimps on YouTube. You know, we got a lot of nigga former preachers on YouTube. You know, niggas that know how to talk that talk and manipulate people. A lot of good, slick manipulators on YouTube, man. So they do what they do. They do what they do. You absolutely right though, Sam. That's how these niggas do. They'll create a topic or they'll say something to cater to somebody's emotion to get them to spend money. That's how they approach. When I kick off these lives, I'm just expressing myself. I'm talking about a particular subject. I'm talking about real content. You know what I mean? I'm talking about something that's just really going on. Right. We talked about the code yesterday. It says the code following. Right. An excessive admiration for a particular, it says it's a misplaced or excessive admiration for a person or thing. We talked about that yesterday. That's how you know if you're in a cult. If you excessively admire someone or something that strongly to where, you know, they tell you to do something, you do it. Um, they got really control over you, man. You willing to get out here and fight and do something for them. If somebody talks about them, yeah, you in a cult. That's a cult. You know what I mean? So niggas just gotta understand that they in too deep. They in this cult shit and don't even realize it. You know what I mean? So that's truth, man. That's just the real truth. You know, like I stated yesterday, this UDC, this underground community, man. Look, I ain't nobody boss. I'm not out here giving no orders about what a nigga need to do and what type of content they can put up. No, sir. No, sir. Not me. Not me. You know what I'm saying? This is a family. You know, everybody in this UDC, man, we cool. You know what I'm saying? I can learn and from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can learn from me. And I'm just here to inspire, motivate, express myself. If y'all get something from it, cool, man. You know what I'm saying? But I emphasize if you don't benefit from the stuff that I do, man, there's many channels out there, man. I encourage you, like, just find them. It's billions of people on YouTube. Billions. You know what I mean? So, I mean, people just don't understand. Like, I guess they feel like, you know, they may see somebody who may have like a lot of subscribers and they automatically think like this is where I need to be a part of. Because you just see certain people, man, they just feel like they have to be a part of something that a lot of people are gravitating to. But a lot of these people a lot of times, man, you go to a channel, they may have a whole bunch of subs and a whole bunch of views and all that stuff. And the content is not that great, man. Content is not that great. But the person that's in ruling that channel might be a good manipulator. You know what I mean? Might know how to pimp you out your bread. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, a lot of these churches and shit is really they don't even need to be in there. But at the end of the day, they know how to get you there back there every Sunday, pimp you out your bread while they living good off your shit. You feel me? This shit been going on for a long time. So niggas bring that same mentality into YouTube and they benefiting from it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like that's what happens. People can see a video or something like that, and based on the algorithm, analytics, and all that, just shit, they'll see all these views and they'll come to it and be like, damn, okay, it's a lot of views. Let me click it. You know, oh, this person got a lot of subs. Let me sub. Because they just want to be a part of that big group. You feel me? People want to be a part of the cult or part of something that, you know what I mean? Like what all these people focused on? Like, you know what I mean? But then when you really analyze it for what it is, you be like, psh. Me, I'm like, nigga, I don't give a damn how many people is in something, in a particular group or whatever. If it don't benefit me, I'm not in it. I don't participate. Ronald saying Black Horse Promotions, it's a boxing community. I understand your disdain, but it's better than ESPN Boxing Talk. What's a boxing community? Who you talking about? Who you talking about? You missed yesterday's live stream, I think. So I don't know if you saw yesterday's live stream. But major difference, man. Major difference between fan channels and an analyst slash critic channel. But like you said, Samuel, there is cult followings, man. There is cult followings, and people got to understand what that is. And that shit could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous. But once again, it's a it says any channel we feel cool with, bro, comfortable. You said it's a boxing community. I understand your disdain. What do you mean you understand my disdain? I'm just talking about the topic, fam. I don't know where you coming from, but he said any channel we feel cool with. No Name Rose says it's like a clique in junior high or high school. Yeah, yeah, yep. So once again, if it's something out there, if it's a particular channel or um, group or whatever, if they don't benefit you, man, don't waste your time. If it's somebody that you don't like, don't even watch they shit. I don't even waste time, entertaining anything that I know don't benefit me. If I know somebody just don't like me or is a hater of me, why do I want to go over there and pay attention to what they got to say? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go on somebody's channel and entertain drama, bro. I'm a grown man. I don't have time to be entertaining no drama. You know what I mean? For what? That's gonna get me off track. You know what I mean? So that's just foolish. So I encourage anybody, like, just only focus on what benefits you. It's gonna keep you up, keep you in a positive mind state. But if you connect to something that's just trying to rule you and control you, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's your own choice. You have free will. But at the end of the day, you know, you need to make a decision, for your own self, your own emotional mental state. So once again, you know, going forward, that's where I'm at with it. I'm only gonna literally connect myself with analysts slash critics because I can learn more from those channels than I can from a fan channel. Channels that only focus on building up a select group of people, select fighters. You know what I'm saying? I'm a boxing channel, because I like the sport of boxing. I like the skill set. I like to analyze it and see what goes into it, the game plans, training camp, preparation, I like to check if they clean athletes, and see what it is that they did to become successful, whether it's a knockout, whether it's outboxing a guy for 12 rounds, whether it's a TKO, whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? That mystery aspect of it, that's what I like, and I pay attention to it. So, I have every right on my channel to analyze it and critique it as I see fit. And like I said, if you don't agree with it, cool, man. It's all good. Like I say, it's millions, it's billions of people on YouTube. So there's somebody else that probably might say something that you might like. You know what I mean? Nobody is forced to be here. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate the ones that really, really support me. Some people be acting like they rock with me and they'll pop up every so often and try to, what I'm saying, throw a shot at my topics or whatever. But it is what it is, man. I know the ones that really fuck with me. And like I say, if you support me, I support you all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I mean? But that's really all I got for this one, man. I'll probably be back with another live stream. This was an early bird live stream. Shout out to the ones, man, that is catching the playback. Y'all smash the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell. Also, check out my other channel, Black Horse Promotions. I'm working over there as well, man. So y'all have a great day. It's a Black Horseman. I'm out. Peace.